patio. Apologies, I'm a few minutes late. Pat Uman had a little bit of a screaming fit on the patio. She sat down on a wasp. The wasp was really unhappy. I'm not sure why she was so excited, but she danced around a little bit, took a minute to calm down, went inside, grabbed an EpiPen, and she's got that here just in case she needs one. So she was definitely getting kind of excited there. I don't know what's with these humans. Yeah, oh man, that really, really hurt. He actually got me right sort of where at the base of the leg, right in the crease of the leg. And I'm really, really not happy with that. I sat down on a wasp tango. Well, yeah, I'm also a little bit paranoid about wasps. When I stood up and he flew off, he was a big sucker. I screamed at him a little bit. And I had to explain to my neighbors that there was no mass murder happening here. Usually not a screamer, but that was a little bit upsetting. Now, I'm never quite sure how I'm going to react to a bee or a wasp. I've had some not good reactions before, so I've got an EpiPen out with me. If I suddenly have to drop off the stream, I'll let you guys know what happens. But I figured the best spot to be is actually sitting outside where, you know, if there's a problem, people can actually see what's going on. Yeah, I don't recommend sitting on a wasp. I did not notice him on the cushion. I pulled down the cushion so it was a little bit more comfortable to sit down. Obviously not. Max, I know. And then Max did not want to go inside with me to, as I needed something. So Max, we've got some snacks for you today. Yeah, we got some eggies. I'm just going to show you what I've got for eggies here. There we go. Do we get a focus on that? So what I've done with the eggies is I've mixed them with red and yellow pepper and some chili pepper flakes. Yeah, Max does not know, but I do know. I'm not going to call unless I start to have a reaction, but you know, nothing yet, so I'm probably okay. I do have some anaphylactic allergies to a few food items, so I am extra careful with allergies, and just knowing in the past that I've reacted poorly to being stung by bees and wasps makes me a little bit nervous, but you know, I know what the first signs of a reaction are, so I am super cautious. Yeah. Don't know if the screaming helped, but it made me feel a little bit better. Sad thing is, some of the neighbors might have actually thought that it was the parrot screaming. Yeah, the wasp was fine. He flew off. I think that adds a little bit of insult to injury. Okay. There. I've got some coffee. Coffee is good. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm really glad to see everybody is joining us. Hi. Hi. Oh, is that good? Yeah, that's good. I know. Tico's got some inside. Actually having to adjust myself a little bit here because sitting down is not super comfortable right now. Oh, that's better. Ow. Hey, Mookie. Hey, Connie. Hey, Greenbird. Hey, Doris. Yeah, I'm still complaining about sitting down on a wasp. strongly recommend against doing that. Oh. There you go, bud. Is that good? Is that the good stuff? Yeah, you got food all over your beak. Yes, Doris, thank you. I think that that would be great. I'm definitely not a fan of bees and wasps. When I was married, we actually had an agreement. My spouse would take care of bees and wasps. I would take care of spiders. Yeah, Smokey, he looks great in his harness. Actually, what I did this morning when I was putting on his harness, we were a few minutes early. He was very excited about the warm weather. And I held up the two harnesses because he has in good harnesses, he has the black and he has the red. The red was a new one this year. And I asked him which one he wanted. And he actually was very opinionated that he wanted to wear his red harness today. So very, very handsome looking parrot. And he knows what he wants. Yeah, you do, don't you, buddy? Is that good? Is the pepper good? Is it still warm? Yeah? Yeah, Max really loves his sweet peppers. We buy the mini peppers in a bag and he goes through it easily in a week. Okay, that was just a fly on my hand. Sorry, I might be a little bit jumpy here after Waspmageddon. Hi, bud. Hi, there you go. What are you freaking out about, Tango? Yeah, those eggs are definitely yummy. Okay, you want some more? Want another bite? We're just gonna eat off of a spoon today because I forgot the fork. Tango says I would catch it. I catch flying things. Actually, funny story. Max tried to snap at a wasp out here at one day, and I was a little bit excited about this because I figured if he snapped at the wasp, I'm the person who'd probably get stung. And this was not going to be a good outcome for me. So but Max watched the way that I reacted, and he decided that maybe he should be scared of these wasp things as well. He had a front row seat to the excitement that Mr. Wasp created. I did not swear, I just screamed like a little girl. And the thing is, I sat down, it's like, what the hell did I sit on? That's kind of pokey. And then I stood up and I saw the wasp, and well, that's the point when I kind of freaked out. Yeah, you got the good stuff, Max. You got the really good stuff. I think one of my biggest worries outdoors is that I'm going to have a cold drink and a bee or a wasp is going to fly inside of it, and I'm not going to notice and get one in the mouth. That would just not be pleasant. So I'm super, super cautious about that. I tend to cover drinks when I'm outside just because I don't trust the anything that's striped yellow and black. I don't trust. There you go, Max. Was that good? Yeah, that was good. You made a nice mess. Yeah, always lick before you drink. Yeah, wasps hurt. I mean, we actually have a couple of different ones here. We've got some yellow jackets. Those things are mean as stink. We've got hornets. We've got a few different kinds. It just kind of makes me shudder thinking about it. Oh, no, Greenbird. Greenbird says they had a bad wasp experience last summer. They hit an earth nest while working in the yard. Oh, boy. Yeah. Alley-oop, I totally understand. I also have a phobia of wasps. Wasps and bees. So that probably did not help. So for me, it's not just the, yeah, okay, stinging is, when you get stung, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, I got that. But for me, biggest worry is how I'm going to react to it, and it's just the fear of getting that up close of the stinging insect. That's kind of what freaks me out. You think that's funny, Max? Oh boy. Yeah. So Max, I brought out a few toys for you, and I'm just trying to figure out here how I'm going to arrange this. I'm just going to shift things around a little bit. Oh, okay, Max. So I'm going to shift the camera back for a minute. I'm going to move your chair over to here for a minute. Okay, and I'm going to shift the other chair over. I'm just going to move the evil patio cushion. There. Oh, yeah. Can that get closer in? I think that can get... no, it can't. Nope, the big chair is actually the best option. Okay, let's move the big chair back in. Yeah, Max, I know. Now I'm going to move... Whoops. I don't want to get that wet. Shift you over here. Okay, Max, are you still in the photo? Yeah, you're still in the photo. Okay. What's the best approach here? I'll pick this up for a minute and put it on the ground. Okay, then I'm gonna move this in. Oh, I can get that a lot closer to you here. Okay, oops, I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna pick this up again. Okay. So what I thought might be kind of fun today is to see how Max reacts to a large... Okay, there are no wasps for me to sit down on. A large bowl of water. So I'm just going to adjust the camera so you can see what I've got here. He's not too sure what to make of it. So we're just going to sit and he's going to take a look at it for a few minutes. And he can figure it out on his own time. I mean, he does not have to play with it today, but it would be kind of cool if he does. Yeah, Max, so you finished all the snacks. Not chewing on that. We are not chewing on that at all. What do you hear? I think Max is listening to a few birds out here. Got some robins that are nesting nearby and some sparrows. Late evening, he hears the robins flying around and doing their discussion of mating. I'm not quite sure where the nest is, but it's got to be nearby. Chico actually goes a little bit nuts when he hears the robins. That right, buddy? You're just gonna sit there, huh? I also brought out, I brought out a few toys, buddy. Get freaky. It's just a feather. See? Got a few toys. Got some cups. All right, let me show you something. The water in the cup. See the water draining out of the cup? The cup's got a few holes in it. Yeah. Another cup. Do you notice that these cups float? Yeah, cups are floating, buddy. You watching cups float? There. Just gonna pull back a little bit. There. So we've got all the cups in there, and we got Max up here. Kind of hoping he goes over of his own accord. It's pretty warm out here, isn't it, Max? Yeah, I agree. It is pretty warm. There. I wobbled the camera and got your leash caught. I just can't decide if I want to sit or stand right now. Neither is super comfortable. All right. What we got happening here, huh? Let's go over here and see if we can open up the app on the other device so I can go back and read some of the comments that I may have missed. Yeah, I know I've been a little bit distracted. Oh, you know what else goes in water, buddy? We got some boats. Einstein's boats. Yeah, boats from Einstein. You know that they also float? See that those also float? There. Let's see if that floats your boat. Yeah, that's floating your boat, huh? Okay. Max, you're being pretty quiet. Maybe try to outscream me, because I can scream pretty loud, can't I? Can I scream as loud as a Moluccan? Oh, when there's a true emergency like a wasp, I can scream, can't I? Yeah. Okay. Hang on here. Let's see what I just did. Okay. Max loves it out here. It's actually pretty quiet. Not a lot of people going past right now. Yeah, it is pretty quiet. That's not bad though. Hey, Brian. I see we've got Brian from Bronx, New York, Queens. Hello. Hey, Amanda. Yes, I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day weekend. In case you missed it, we did a special Mother's Day video out there. So really glad to see everybody joining us. Hey, Venus. Yeah. So what is this, huh? Dribblies? Water dribbles? I've got one other one out here that we can play with, which is a regular cup. And I got this one because it does not leak. Oh, you want it fuller, huh? Okay, do that. Oh, there goes my bag. Let me move around here for for a minute. Okay. Here we go. There you go. What's this? Good enough? Let's put it down then. Okay. Oh, Amanda, sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Please take care of yourself. Never fun to be sick in the spring. Yeah, Max. You now chatting with everybody walking past? Yeah, Max, what do you think? Hey, Arnav, glad you're joining us. Hey, Tango. Tango says, Mookie, I got up to get some ice. When is the kitchen? Had no idea why. Kind of thinking I could use some right now. Aw, what do you think? You see people across the road walking a dog? You say hello to them? Yeah, I bet you could say hello. Oh boy, oh boy. You having a good day there, Max? You having a good day? Okay. Yeah, what's going on, huh? You were a bit more excited yesterday when we went for a walk. Max noticed some people up on the balconies and he was really excited trying to get a better look at them. Thought if he turned his head upside down, he could see them better. Got some chickadees in a tree that Max is watching. Yeah, it's a nice day for all the birds to be outside, buddy. A very nice day. Yeah. What do you say? Here, you want some water? Oops, what? That get your attention? That water worm? Did I get your feet all wet? Oh. Would that bear? What? Your feet are all wet. I'm actually just watching the way Max is holding himself right now. He is holding himself a little bit on guard. I think he's still a little bit unsure about why I was shrieking like that out here. He's trying to figure out what's going on out here. Yeah, it was my bad. What do you hear, Max? What do you see? You don't know? Do you hear the airplane way above head? Yeah, do you see it way up there? Here's a sparrow. Yeah, I think the sparrows learned their lesson last year about dive bombing you. They learned that they should not dive bomb the Max. Although, Max, I think last year you scared that sparrow. What happened last year is we were sitting on the patio, and I'm guessing it was a fairly young sparrow came in for a fly, and he was not quite sure what Max was, and he kind of zoomed in kind of close, and Max lifted wings and raised a crest. You've never seen a sparrow leave quite so quickly in their life, but it was almost as if that sparrow had been dared by a bunch of his friends to buzz Max and see what happened. Yeah, do you see people, Max? Why are all the people on the other side of the road, huh? What's going on with that, huh? Yeah? So, Max, did you know what I did this week? Oh, I know. Oh, you're going to climb down. This could be kind of fun. Let's see what he's got in mind. Nope. Not much in mind right now. Let's go back up then. I'm sorry to hear that you keep buffering. We are outside. Now, we do have some pretty good Wi-Fi reception out here. But I've noticed that myself on watching an outdoor video this year that, on replay, it seems to need to replay. I might play around a little bit and see if I can move the Wi-Fi router and get better reception out here. Obviously, I'm not going to do that while I'm in the middle of a stream, because that would mean going inside and taking Max in. But yeah, we'll see what we can work on for next week. Maybe look into getting a repeater or something. It just strengthens the signal. The signal does seem pretty good out here, so I'm not sure why I'm buffering outside. You know, it might just be that if I move the router an inch, it's going to give me something better through a window. Yeah. Yeah, Max. What do you think, buddy? What do you think? Whoops. Quite what I wanted to do. I just want to shift the view a little bit. So what are you looking at, bud? Huh? One-footed, huh? Yeah, I thought about bringing out the spray bottle. Maybe we could do that later. Do a spray bath out here. I just thought it might be kind of fun to bring the water play out and see what you wanted to do with it. What's It is very warm and sunny out here. You're not careful, Max. You're going to get a sunburn. Yeah. Fluffing chops up on one foot. You look pretty comfortable. Did anybody else just hear Max say, I am? I swear, sometimes his bird's responses are just too perfect for what I say to him. Yeah, you like it out here, don't you, Max? What's going on? Yes, Max. Yeah, the dangling foot. poured some water on his feet a few minutes ago, and I think he's still sort of trying to dry off his feet a bit. Yeah. Yeah, you like sitting on your chair, don't you, buddy? The comfy chair. Yeah, it's okay that he's not playing with any of his water toys today. I'm just going to give another view of his water toys. You know, he's still not quite sure what that's all about. I thought it would be kind of fun to do some water play outside during the summer. So he's really not sure what this is all about. And just sitting and watching, it's actually a good thing to do. If he sits, he watches, he sees what's going on, and he can figure it out from there. Yeah, we do have a bit of green. I'm actually just going to pick up the camera for a minute and just angle it over so you can see that we're beginning to green up over here on some of our bushes and whatnot. I think the bushes right in front of our fence might have died off over the winter. I'm not seeing any buds whatsoever on them. So I may have to do something about them. That's sort of my property, not cleaned up by the condo association. So they're the same kind of bushes on the other side of the fence, so I'm not sure why some would die and others not. But there are a couple of bushes out sort of in the common that did not do too well either, so be it as it may. Oh, you see the robin? Is there a robin over there, Max? Yeah? We haven't seen any seagulls this week. Wonder if you blocked them away. You might have. It is quite possible, Max. I'm sorry to hear you buffering again, Doris. I'm just going to shift the camera again, see if maybe moving it around gets slightly better Wi-Fi. Although I'm looking right now just at my Wi-Fi strength, and it looks pretty good. I'm connected onto 5G. Amanda just asked, Tango, you only do Instagram, no YouTube? Amanda, I know that Tango's very active on InstaFlock and doesn't really post any videos on YouTube. He just likes to watch YouTube. I'm sorry to hear that, Mookie. Although Venus says that it's not buffering for them. So I'm kind of curious, what's the weather like where you're at? You got good weather? Have you got some rain? Have you got some snow? I know, Max. Tango says it's pretty sunny now, earlier sunny, and now the temp is 72. Connie says cool, 10 degrees Celsius, and a lot of rain or no sun at all. Amanda says 72 Fahrenheit and sunny in South Dakota. So a lot of different weather. Doris, we're really glad that you are doing well and that you're hanging out with us, and we hope we can bring some smiles to your face. You know, it's never good when you're feeling unwell. Oh, Brian says sunny and 75. Venus, partly cloudy, 55 Fahrenheit by Santa Cruz, California. And I've got a second device up here that I'm using to track some of the comments so I'm not bumping the phone while I am streaming on it. And let's see what is our actual weather out here today. As I said, it is just gorgeous. It's 17 degrees Celsius, and If I've just calculated that right, that's about 63 Fahrenheit, so it's quite warm. Today, our forecast is to go up to 22 degrees. So that means that we could go up to about 72. Tomorrow is even warmer. Forecast is 75 Fahrenheit, or in Celsius. For those of us who don't speak Fahrenheit, we're looking at 24, and Monday's 27. I mean, really, really gorgeous. A lot of warmth, a lot of nice weather. Oh, I'm gonna preen. Oh, you're gonna show off, huh, Max? Yeah. Oh boy. Like a little bit more water. I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna come over here. Some water. Oh, you know what? You can't have that. There's a hair in it. Fuck. So I'm always very careful around the flock with my hair. I have long hair and it's quite fine, but hair, you don't want birds playing with human hair. It can tangle around feet. It can get into all sorts of trouble. He's not minding that at all. Yeah, let's see what else we can do. That fun? Want to do it again? Want to do it again? Drink, 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 and pour. Yeah. Let's go with one of these. What happens here? Pour. Big green one. Dribbling all over your back, buddy. Oh, what you got? What you got? Eee. How about this one? That feel fun? How about a boat? All sorts of water in it. Yeah, I just don't want to throw these on the ground, okay? You can if you walk over, but if you're just playing, we're not going to toss them on the ground. Yeah, concrete does not clang like our floors inside. Here we go. I'm going to move this over. Here. See anything here you want? Balance it. Is that all wet? Splash. Isn't that weird because it's wet? Okay, we're not going to break the boat though. You dropped one. Go after another. You go after another. You see? Oh, hello. Hello. Maybe you want this rotated. You want something a different color? Those are sparrows. Yeah, that's okay. Those are sparrows. Let's see. Watch. What do you think of that? Oh, that splashed! Another one? Go ahead. See, they splash when you drop them in the water. You're looking a little bit unsure. Okay, Max, those ones are going to need to be washed. So I'm going to put them over here, okay? Yeah, okay. I just checked very carefully. There are no wasps on my chair right now. Oh boy, was that fun? So as you can see, Max is getting a little bit used to the idea of having some water to play with. Looks a little bit odd, but he's got something new to take a look at. And I'm thinking that could be kind of fun this summer. Yeah, I might get something a little bit larger. Yep, it's a pool party. It is a pool party. Let's see what we've got here. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What have we got happening in comments? Yes, Amanda, sexy burb video. Yes, Max is definitely enjoying the water. Yeah, when I was watching the water, I couldn't see any of the comments because I was on the flip side. And I kind of needed a hand just to hang on to the bin. Yes, yes, yes. That's some really good comments. Thanks, Renee. Renee says you're looking good, Max. Are you excited by seeing people? Have you made a big wet mess on the ground already? Yeah? Yeah? I know. Yeah. Well, we're just gonna start with the little bin of water because I think it's a little bit less scary. And if Max really, really likes it, I'd love to get him sort of a bird-sized, a Moluccan-sized kiddie pool to play in. That could be a lot of fun. But he's going to want to have that up high on a table, so it's at that level. But it's also something I'm not going to leave outside because I never know what's happening with the wild birds. And if the wild birds use it, I'm going to have to clean it well before Max can play in it. Maybe I sound like an overprotective momager here, but you do everything you can to keep your birds healthy. Yes, Max. Yes. Oh, Doris, are you leaving us? Well, Doris, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Always glad that you were able to join us. It is kind of fun hanging out on the patio. Yes, Max. What else do you see? You see a sparrow? Hey, Max, can we get a buck, buck, buck? Can you buck for the sparrow? So we had a mumble Max, go birdie. Doesn't seem to be telling the birdie to go away, but he seems to be encouraging the sparrow over there. Perhaps encouraging to keep his distance. So this week we actually checked in to one of Max's favorite stores, and there's no affiliation. We just happen to like shopping there. We get nothing for talking about it. But Parrot Trends, and that's where we get his boxes of blocks and some of his other wonderful, wonderful toys. So I did a bit of a run on that, and we've got Max. You want to know what we ordered? Yeah, you helped me order it, didn't you? Yeah, we ordered some blocks. We have lots right now, but we know that the price of lumber is going up and there are likely to be some shortages of lumber. So we wanted to get some extra blocks in stock. We also kind of like to have an extra box because we never know what happens with supply. Sometimes blocks can be out of stock for a few weeks, and it's just easier to have that stock at the house. So when Max finishes a box, there's another one to rip into. He's enjoying the blocks, so it's something we really encourage. Keeps his beak in good shape. Tico's been getting into blocks as well. And yes, one of the big boxes of blocks is about 60, so they are quite expensive, but compared to other bird toys, it's not bad at all. Hello, how are you? This is Max. He's a 26-year-old Moluccan cockatoo. He's a parrot, yep. He's a member of the cockatoo family. And he's out right now. He's got some water toys out. Sort of like you play with a pool. He had some snacks earlier.
How many years is it from?
He's 26 years old. I've had him for 16 years. He can live to be 80 or 100. They're very long-lived. He's very social. He's excited to see people. He's not a fan of social distancing, but after COVID, we'll be able to start doing meetups and everything again. Yeah, no, parrots don't necessarily repeat everything you say. They'll learn the words that they want to learn. Max, for example, he's figured out the sound of the fire alarm. That was not a word I wanted him to learn. I think I taught him a new scream when I sat down on a wasp about half an hour ago. That was not a sound I wanted him to learn, but at least I didn't swear.
What is he from? Like Canada?
He was born and bred locally, but the species of Moluccan cockatoos come from the Moluccan Islands in Indonesia, unlike most other cockatoos, which are Australian. The Moluccans are a little bit different. They're this lovely peach color. And Max, could we show off your crest? You show your crest? Show me your crest. Oh, you show your crest? There we go. There, you see that bright orange crest there? There. Oh, thank you, Max. Yeah, that was a nice show off. You're asking what I think I'm doing. But you know, so they're really quite distinctive. Yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, bees are sort of, they're almost fluffier, they're a little bit rounder. Wasps just kind of look slick and they just look mean. Bees are good though. All right, bye-bye. What do you think, Max? Oh, so much talking. Here, you want to come over here and play with that? It's always kind of fun when there's people walking past and we can do a little bit of talking with new people. Never know where the conversations are going to go, and I never worry about that. When I'm streaming, I'll stop and chat with somebody just, you know, who stops by, because in a sense they're participating in the live stream. I usually don't point the camera at them unless, you know, unless I have their consent, and that's just common courtesy. Yeah, I don't worry if somebody's sort of walking past in the distance, but I'm not going to go zooming in as a close-up on somebody as Max is interacting with them unless I have their consent to do so. But it's kind of fun to watch Max just as he's interacting with people and as they're chatting. You can see he gets quite chatty himself. He knew that I wanted to show off. I mean, right now he's looking pretty proud and handsome. His harness is a really, really bright red. It's because when I was washing him and we were playing with the water, all of the cockatoo dust got basically rinsed off of it. So it's looking just like new. Yes, Max. One of these days we'll get you another color harness too. Maybe a blue one? Would you like blue? No, I don't think they come in salmon. You'd have to talk to the aviator harness group about that. Oh, patterns would be fun, but no, I don't think they do. It's only the homemade harnesses that come with the fun patterns. So we were talking about blocks when I segued into visitor, but yeah, a box of blocks is about 200 blocks in a box, and it's about $60. So we buy bulk. And those ones, they do have a drilled hole. We don't need the drilled hole because we're not assembling it into toys, but that's the way that they come. They're all cut uniform. They, you know, they're a great size. They are dyed. I mean, the colors are fun, but I'd be just as happy with plain wood blocks. But the thing is, if I'm cutting my own pine into blocks, it's going to take me a lot of time. I'm not that great at it, and yeah, you know, it's a lot easier just to buy a box of 200 blocks. It's so, you know, that's about $60, but given that Max does not really like hanging toys, he prefers foot toys, just having a block that he can pick up with his foot and chew on and toss, I mean, it's wonderful. Even Tico has discovered that he likes his blocks. Tico's favorite game right now is, I have a baffle cage. It's sort of this large hexagonal wire cage that's built that you can put fruits and vegetables and other toys in. And what I've been putting in it is shredded paper. I need to get some more shredded paper. Thanks for the reminder. But sort of the same paper you might find in an Easter basket. So shredded paper, some blocks, a few Nutriberries, and he pulls at that. He pulls the paper out. He pulls the blocks out. He chews at the blocks. It's a fun game, and he forages in there. So he really seems to enjoy that. So that is actually an example of a wonderful, wonderful toy for him to play with. But he really prefers having his blocks free for chewing as well. You know, if he can hold it in a foot and chew, great. He's got a few toys with blocks on them. You know, they've been sitting there for a year and he's really not destroyed them. Now, for a larger parrot, a parrot toy with blocks, they're not cheap. I mean, you might be looking at $40 or $60 depending on the size of the toy. And it only has a few blocks on it. And if you go after wood the way that Max can, you know, with the individual blocks on a toy like that, Max could chew them up and shred them easily in a day. That adds up a lot. Whereas the box of blocks, he just, you know, he has so many more blocks to shred and chew, and that's why he prefers them as individuals. So it's a really, really good deal. So it's not just that I'm being lazy, it's that Max finally taught me how he liked to eat his blocks. And yeah, so that one works well. So we've got that, and we've got some other treats. And one thing we've ordered that we've heard a few other parrots talking about on the socials are something called mahogany pods. I've seen a lot of birds going nuts over them, so we ordered a package of those, and we'll see how the birds react to those. It's sort of something new. We've never tried them before, but I'll let you know how he likes them. And we'll probably do an unboxing video when we get stuff. But yeah, we placed the order from Parrot Trends. Our friend Sandy at Parrot Trends, interesting tidbit, she also owns a Moluccan cockatoo named Max. He's not really on the social medias, and we've actually never met her bird, but we've seen some pictures and we think it's super, super cool. You know, she definitely is a huge fan of Max. She knows when Max places an order, yeah, she knows what human is behind it. But with the blocks, it can be kind of heavy, and rather than paying a ton of shipping, Sandy does run things as a mail order, and she usually pre-COVID would come into town for things like Parrot Club meetings, so you could pick up locally. Today she's going to be at a local location. I'm just going to do a drive past. We've got an appointment time, and I'm just going to grab boxes out of her van and into the back of my vehicle, and then onwards. I've got some other errands to run, but it's basically a no contact. You know, she'll open up the back of the van, I grab the boxes, toss into my vehicle. We talk to each other from 3 meters away, both masks, perfectly safe in times of COVID. But it's really, really good to see her and say hello to her. Yeah, and I think Max is going to be quite happy with what he sees in the box of goodies. So that's what's new, that's what's coming. And oh my goodness, I got a super chat today. Oh wow, I missed that. I'm so sorry, but I'd like to say thank you so much. I was going to say that the super chats that I've gotten, I mean, we've just monetized the channel, so we're not getting that much in yet. Oh, that was Tango. Tango says Max to help with lumber costs. That's so funny, Tango. Thank you so much. That was so cool. But yeah, so actually, this order, it's an order of mahogany pods, some wood, and a few treats. And we're going to say thank you to the flock, because the YouTube flock just went ahead. They basically funded that for Max and Tico. And Max is going to be pretty excited about that. So thank you so much for that. That is really, really cool. Yes, Max. Yes. 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 Did you just say something about a boat, Max? Did you want another boat? Did you want the yellow boat? Boat with water? Oh. Just got my hand all wet. and you had to drop it. I was actually kind of hoping you'd get a little bit more interactive with the actual bowl of water, but that's okay. You can do that next week. Yeah? Yeah? And see if we can pull up a sprayer for the hose as well and have some water games on the patio. It's always fun. Always fun. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap up the stream here pretty quick. Oh, I've got a few questions here. Let me just wrap up on some comments here. Ash Keechum Old Man asks, how much does Max eat? Ash, Max eats and tosses a lot of food. Sometimes it's hard to tell just how much he's eating. I'll talk a little bit about his diet. What he always has in his food bowl inside of his cage is a bowl of crunchies, sort of formulated food, and we tend to alternate what he gets. Sometimes he has Tropican, sometimes he has a fruit blend or a pasta blend by Supreme. Sometimes he gets there's a variety of different ones that we'll pick up and put in his bowl. He will change his mind what he likes at any given time, and we do mix the formulated foods. And I keep a large bin of formulated foods, sort of a big Tupperware bin, and I also mix some seed mix in there. So he gets mostly crunchy foods and some seeds. He loves the seeds, but as everybody knows, seeds are junk food for birds. They're not great as a complete diet, but they're not a bad thing to have a little bit of in. So he gets quite a variety, and he is pretty good about things. I mean, some days he throws the red pellets, some days he throws the seeds, some days he throws the green pellets, some days it's the brown pellets. It's up to him what he wants to toss and what he wants to eat. But he does have a pretty good sense of what he wants. He eats a lot of varied things. And so that's sort of the crunchies, and that's always in the food bowl. And I usually put, I don't know, say a quarter to half cup of those out a day in his food bowl. Now he does have a habit of tossing a fair bit. I mean, all birds do. Earlier this week, he thought it would be fun just to toss everything out of his crunchy bowl to the bottom of his cage. And I just looked at him and I said, I just watched you do that. You're not getting any more right now. And he'd just eaten too, so he's not going to starve, but I like him to learn that there are cause and effects, there's some consequences. So a little bit later on, he was sort of rattling in his bowl, and I said, nope, you're the one who dumped it. I was actually getting him some soft foods at the time, so he was not going to be starving. I'm not mean to starve a bird. I believe in always having food available. So he got a little bit mad at me, but he went down to the bottom of his cage, reached down through the grate, grabbed himself a handful of what he'd tossed and brought it up, put it in his bowl, went down and repeated a couple of times. So it's like, you know what, that's fine. You can clean up your mess. It's far better for him to do that than to think it's okay to toss the food. And then he did not toss it the next day. I think he sort of remembered that tossing it meant that it just did not magically fill up. But on top of that, I also offer a variety of fruit and vegetables. I don't make chop. I don't do the small chopped up fruits and vegetables, but what I do is, I'll give a piece of apple or a chunk of corn on the cob. Max is not huge on cobs. Tico loves cobs, so with Max, I'll actually pull the kernels off the cob and give him a bundle of those. He might get some green beans or green peas, carrots, zucchini, squash, peppers, really whatever I see. Yeah, it was a noisy motorcycle, Max. Whatever I see at the grocery store that looks like he's going to enjoy it, that's in season, that's healthy. I always have some frozen vegetables as well. If I run out of fresh, he gets some frozen. For fruit, he loves grapes, apples, pears can be a little bit hit and miss. Bananas, as long as they're served in the peel. What else does he like? Tomatoes. If you're serving tomatoes, always, you don't want to serve too much tomatoes, and you never, ever offer the leaves or stem of a tomato. leaves and stem of tomato are not good for birds, but the tomato itself is okay in a little bit. You don't want to give them too much. It's very acidic. What else do you like for fruits and vegetables? Broccoli, cauliflower, yeah, just whatever I find that's a good price, and I give them a chunk of it. And I mean, I don't chop it up. It's like I work out of the house right now, so I'll come downstairs, I'll grab a cup of coffee, and okay, everybody gets a slice of apple and a small piece of broccoli. And then a little bit later, hey, how would you like a carrot and maybe a small sweet pepper? So they get a good variety throughout the day. Yeah, there's people over there, Max. I see them too. Yeah, those are your toes. You're going to hang out with me, though. Yeah, you're going to hang out with me. You're perfectly safe here. What's up there? Yeah, those are people on their balcony just like us on ours. They're allowed to be out on their balcony. And that was a robin. Oh, I think I just spotted the robin's nest. That explains why we've got robins at night. So basically the birds eat when they're hungry. Unlike, birds are usually not going to overeat. Sometimes you'll see overweight birds, but it's usually because they're being fed a lot of fatty foods like seeds. Sunflower seeds are very fatty. Some of the nuts can be very fatty. But as with anything, I mean, yeah, that was a big bee. As with anything, it's all in moderation. And Max, when I got him, he was 10 years old and he had a really rough life. If you've read his story, you'll know his story. If you've not, it is on the YouTube channel. It's a bit of a sad story, but it is realistically the type of story many cockatoos go through. They get home, circumstances change, and then they're rehomed. Often, the first couple of years of life, a cockatoo can go through multiple homes. It's very, very sad. Max has now landed, obviously, at his forever home. I'm here for him no matter what happens. He's chosen me as his pet woman. It works out well. But Max, when he came to me, he had some issues with food. The way he was acting, I could tell that there were some food scarcity issues. For example, if I gave him 3 grapes, he would try to hold on to all of the grapes at the same time while eating them. If I gave him 4 grapes, it was even funnier because he could only hold 3 at a time, and you could literally paralyze Max. He would be standing over his food bowl. There'd be a 4th grape in his food bowl. He'd pick it up and he'd drop a grape into his food bowl. And he was only holding 3 grapes. This was not good enough, so then he'd pick up another grape and drop another one. And he could literally do that for half an hour until he figured out how to balance all 4 grapes, and then he could eat. But he was very, very territorial about his food. He was very upset if he saw Tico getting fed before him. Food scarcity seemed to be a thing with him. He's now pretty good about it. He'll, if I give him something, if I give him 3 grapes, it's like, I'm going to be lazy. I'll walk over and put a couple in the food bowl. He knows that the food's going to be there when he gets back to it. He's not as concerned about it. So he did have some food issues when he came. He gets nervous or something. Food scarcity issues seem to be one of the first things that pop up for him. But I'm aware of it, so I understand what he needs. He really enjoys eating what he sees me eating. And no matter what I'm cooking, I try to cook so that the birds can participate. For example, if I'm making rice, I'm going to cook the rice without any salt. I'm just going to cook it plain. I can add a little bit of salt on my own plate, but salt's not good for birds. But the rice is okay. Not as a full diet, but it's, it's warm and it's great as an occasional treat. So then what I'll do with the rice, plain rice. Oh yeah, plain rice, that sounds like fun. I'll dish some of that out into a little, maybe a cupcake liner, just a paper cupcake liner. And I'll take that over and I will share with the flock. And they think that that's great. They get to eat some of my dinner. If I'm making shrimp for example, that's one of the latest things that we've discovered the flock likes. I'll cook some that are just plain boiled shrimp, no sauce, no, no salt, no pepper. Although pepper wouldn't be a bad thing, but just no salt or anything that they can't have. No onion, no garlic. And I'll just cook it plain. And he can have a plain one, and I'll get the one that's been seasoned. He knows he's eating the same thing that I'm eating. Same if I'm making pasta. He'll get a few pasta noodles that are plain. I'll get the pasta noodles with the sauce. So he gets to, he gets a really good diet, and we try for a lot of variety. It's, so how much does he eat? I don't exactly measure it. But what I do measure in terms of him eating is I observe that he is eating. And I can tell when he's full, when he's not full. I'll get concerned if I give him some treats and he does not immediately start eating them and just starts dropping them. In that case, I just start watching a little bit closer to make sure that he is eating. It's not just, I don't want this right now. Today is Wednesday. Cannot possibly eat anything orange on a Wednesday, and that includes carrots. Yeah, that happens. That's the way of the bird. But sometimes, too, the bird will just not be in a mood. I mean, sometimes you might be in a mood where you don't want carrots. That's fine. They've got the choice. But a little bit later on, he'll go into some broccoli and they'll eat it enthusiastically. And yeah, okay, he's eating well. He's in good shape. And then I just pull any of the old food out of the bottom of the cage. Now, I don't worry if he's dropping dry food in the bottom of the cage. And maybe since we're talking sort of about bird ownership and birdmanship, I'll just talk a little bit about the cages. So cleaning cages can be a full-time job. If I wanted a clean cage, I could clean the cage once every half hour and not be able to stay completely on top of it. And one thing that Max really enjoys doing is shredding newspaper. So I put newspaper on the bottom of the cage. First thing he does is he wants to shred some of that and make a nest. Makes a bit of a mess, but it's okay. The agreement that Max and myself have come to on the cage is sometimes the cage gets a full, deep, and detailed clean, but other times it gets a quick clean. Now, Max's cage what are you looking at, buddy? What do you see? Oh, here's the neighbor. Hi. Here's the neighbor. Hello. The screaming earlier was because I sat on a wasp.
Oh, yeah?
That was me, not the bird. Yeah. Oh, you see the puppy. Hi, Max.
No, you can't go.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad after screaming repeatedly, thinking, "Oh my God, the neighbors."
Teddy.
No, we're not going to walk with Teddy, buddy. Yeah. So we were talking about cages, but what Max does is when he poops on the cage, he does not poop on his shredded paper. He tends to poop on some that's sort of really loosely shredded or is almost whole that's in the front, towards the front of the cage. If he drops a piece of food that's juicy and it needs to be removed, he tends to put that on the front of the cage. If he drops, say, a half-eaten banana and he's done with it and I've not been quick enough, he'll sometimes shove that out the front of the cage so it lands on the floor in front of his cage. So he's pretty good about that, and my agreement is I will reach in and I will grab the poopy paper, I will grab the food that's going to go bad, but I'm not going to necessarily go after the shredded paper that's dry that he's playing with. I'm not necessarily going to go after some of the dry food that he's dropped. That gets a full clean. But that's sort of the way that we manage cages around here, is we just keep anything away that could rot or go bad. We keep the poop away. And Max has gotten really good about arranging the cage so that it can be cleaned without disturbing his nest. He gets very upset when I go in and clean and do a full cleaning of the cage and pull everything out of his nest. So that's sort of our agreement, but that seems like it's an appropriate balance. Sometimes when his nest paper gets a little bit dirty, he'll shove that outside of the cage as well, so I just have to sweep that up. So he does help a bit with cleaning the cage, which I think is pretty cool. So I know that was a bit of a long answer to the question of how much does he eat, but you know, he does have quite a variety. So I'm just going to catch up on the last comments, and then I think we'll go inside. Max, would you like that? Oh, Mookie, looks like Mookie left us. Yeah. Uh-oh, what happened to Barbara? Oh, I can't scroll up on the comments far enough. Barbara, I'll have to figure out what happened to you a little bit later on. Oh, Barbara had a dentist appointment. She lost a crown and the root died, so she had to have pulled by the root, stitches, and antibiotic. Oh no, Barbara, that sounds like it hurts. It hurts your mouth and it hurts your wallet. Ouch. Well, I hope you're doing okay. That does not sound fun. Oh, Max is sending you wing hugs. Oh my goodness, Barbara, thank you so much. Barbara, I see you gave us $4.99, a super chat. Thank you. Yeah, Max, that'll go towards your toy order. Yeah. Is that fun? Oh yeah, that's fun. Oh boy, I've seen Point of Choice joined us. Hello, I think you're new to the channel. Point of Choice, we are in Canada. Ornithology Dude says that he's seen birds die from overeating. Oh, absolutely, Ornithology Dude. That is definitely can be a risk. The parrots are not as likely to overeat. You know, Max, he'll eat when he's full. He drops it and he stops eating. But sometimes he'll eat so he's got a nice full crop. But it's never been an issue, so I let him self-regulate. Teak, though, you've seen him go after a pumpkin. He'll go after a full-size carving pumpkin. Loves it. He shreds a lot. He eats some. The birds are pretty good about knowing how much to eat. I think I'm worse at not knowing how much to eat, and I sometimes overeat a little bit more than I should. Okay. Yes, Max. Do you see people? I know. You see people. Well, flockers, I'd like... What's up there? Yeah. Well, flockers, I'd like to thank every birdie for joining us today. It's always fun to hang out with you on the patio. And I will be back same time, same place next week. Well, same place. We might be indoors depending on the weather. It's still in the season where we don't know what's going to happen. I'd love to put some plants out here, but in Calgary, we've got a little bit of a tradition. When the Victoria Day long weekend, the May long weekend, I think that's the 3rd week of May. Is that next weekend, maybe? When that weekend hits, everybody goes out to the garden centers and buys plants. They plant the plants. Immediately following the May long weekend, the weather having duped everybody into a sense of false security, we get a killing frost. Any plants that people have put outside that they could not bring inside are basically their frost killed. And then everybody goes back to the garden center, replaces all the plants that were just killed, and continues on towards summer. So, not quite ready for planting outdoors, but I can at least get some plants. I'm hoping to do that perhaps this week. Yeah, Max, you like your plants, don't you? Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you again for the wonderful, wonderful super chats. That is super, super kind of you all. And we will see you this week on the videos, the chats, and anybody who's joining on Einstein, we'll probably see you there too. All right, everybody, buck, buck. Hey, Max, you got a buck, buck, buck? Max, buck, buck, buck. Can you buck, buck, buck for me? All right, we got a balk out of Max. All right. Have a balking great weekend, everybody. And remember, don't sit on wasps.